What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. This is the Olele Salvador Network, and the name, of course, is Emmanuel Sapon, but you can call me Olele Salvador or just simply call me Olele. I know it's been a minute. How many times do I have to apologize for not coming your way as often as I would want to? But trust me, I'm trying as much as possible to put things in place to make sure I'm consistent with the upload and I'm also consistent with the delivery that you guys have come to be a part of this community that you guys are constantly building even whilst I was away. But this is all the Let's Have on Network. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do want to subscribe to this channel. This channel is going to be that channel that you can bet your last dime on to bring you exclusivity and clarity to certain matters or certain conversations in pop culture, music, entertainment, and sometimes in politics or even current affairs, if you may. But we're going to start slowly build together and, of course, get to that point where we all would say that indeed this is how far the Lord has brought us. Now, today we have a very simple conversation to have, and that is about the new force and, of course, the new force leader or founder of the new force movement, Nana Kwame Bediako, popularly known as Freedom Jacob Caesar and also popularly known as Cheddar. Now, earlier today, between the hours of 10 and 11, Nana Kwame Bediako had a press engagement with the various media organizations in the country. And the agenda for the press engagement was very simple. Now, before we get into that, let me tell you what happened prior to that. Now, 24 hours before that um, announcement or that press engagement, reports surrounding this particular announcement or this engagement suggested that or alleged that he was going to announce the daughter of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who happens to be Samia or Dr. Samia Nkrumah, as his running mate. So basically, the reports were circulating that he was going to use that opportunity to announce to us, or better yet, tell us that Dr. Samia Nkrumah was going to be his running mate. Well, DTS Intelligence, the news wing of OSN News, obviously decided to do our digging to verify if indeed that was the truth. And unfortunately, that ended up being a false information or some level of misinformation or disinformation, depending on where you sit. It was false news, it was a fabrication, it was a lie. Because we have been bitten not too long ago by the skeptics, the skirmishes, and the confident tricksing or confident tricking of Chef Smith, we are on our toes to make sure that indeed any information we put out there, be it OSN or DTS, we put out there is verified, it is the truth, and at least the margin of error, like I've always said on this channel, is still maintained between 0 to 3%. So we got into the intelligence. We sent out our eagles, and the information that got back to us was indeed the confirmation of the lie, the confirmation of the false publication that Dr. Samia Nkrumah is not. She is not going to be the running mate for Osajifo Nana Kwame Bediako, leader of the new force. However, we received further information to equally inform us that the announcement or the press engagement which happened today was going to be an announcement that was centered at three things. The first thing was to announce that he was going to run as an independent candidate. I'll explain that to you later. And second was to launch the new six. Launch the new six. Launch the new six. I'm sure by this time, many of you have seen the billboards of his face and six other masked men. And the third one was to emphasize and continue his advocacy for the Electoral Commission to open up the registration for first-time voters as we head into the election season. Now, so many of you may wonder, why is he officially announcing that he's running as an independent candidate? Well, I'll take you to the press conference, can get see the New Force Media, where we got this feed from, and you hear him speak on it. But just to give you a summary of what he said or what he's saying, basically, he's saying that he tried as much as possible to register the New Force as a political party with the Electoral Commission, which is what is required for anybody at all who's looking to be a part of the political race. But for some reason, the processes were very frustrating and very lackadaisical. More so, the response they received was a tad bit late.
So, I'd like to share with you that here is a certificate for registration for a party, but it is a provisional certificate. On the 12th of September 2023, we submitted all the forms and the requirements that is needed for a citizen of this country to form a party, so we can also become a part of our national governance and contribute to the development of this country. As per the EC's own constitution, an application should receive a response not later than 7 days upon the application. There was a banker's draft that was also released and cashed. But that 7 days came after 12 September, and this certificate never showed up. We wrote a letter to follow up. And then on and on, we still did not get the response. On the 30th of May, after 6-7 months, we got a call saying that the application would be ready. And I think sometime in June, finally, the application, the certificate, which is provisional, was ready. Now here's the problem. If you get this certificate, you have to go through a gazetting system. You will be vetted by the EC. And it will take 3 months. So after the 3 months, before they decide to give you the license, in this case, we were prepared with our movement company as well, just in case we were delayed. That's exactly what has happened. After 8 months of putting this registration through, we receive a provisional license after 8 months, which makes it very difficult for us to risk another 3 months of getting the actual license before we can proceed as a party. Completely makes it impossible for the new force. And therefore, I'm here to announce that the new force plans going forward is to run as an independent candidate for this year, 2024. We believe that if we have to wait for 3 months and we're guaranteed to still get this license, we wouldn't have 2 months to even campaign or market for this party. I want to assure Ghanaians for one thing. I will keep on proceeding for this party after these elections. At this very point, the new force, ourselves, the team, and all the people that have been a part of this believe that is a great idea for us to go ahead with the independent candidacy. Now, in the past, I know that a lot of people haven't been successful being independent. But the one thing that freed Ghana from the imperialist is independence. That's how we started. So the one thing that I believe would relieve Ghana from our political principles, which is undermining the nation's development and the country's development, is independence. Today, I courageously stand here and say that I would be able to get onto the ballot based on us serving or submitting the right requirements by EC, and we will make a big difference. We would make history in this very coming election.
So you heard the man speak on how and why the new force, which originally is seen by many as a movement, cannot be a political party, at least for now, as we head into the 2024 December 7 elections. However, like you also heard him say, he did state that he had received clearance or the green light to run as an independent presidential candidate. So what that means is when you go to the polls December 7, 2024, where you are going to be seeing the various political or presidential candidate or aspirants on the sheet, the voting sheet, right, with their parties annexed to them. You are not going to see the new force, what you may call it, party annex um, Nana Kwame Bediako, Nana Kwame Bediako's face. You're really going to see him. You're really going to see his face, and he would be identified on the ballot paper as an independent presidential aspirant. Okay, so that answers that question. Now he also talks about the launch of the new six, which is very important for me in this video because, like I said, previous communications or previous reports that were doing the rounds, obviously, falsified news suggested that he was going to announce Dr. Samia Nkrumah as his running mate. Was the path we were all looking forward to see and to hear. We received information that wasn't going to happen, and as far as we are concerned, Dr. Samia Nkrumah is not part of the what do you call it, the new six or the big six he is going to be introducing. And so we're looking forward to hear the announcement. And this is what he said about the new six.
The new force have a new billboard out and a new campaign, and I'm sure you've all seen it. The Big Six. I know there's been a lot of talk and rumors circulating the new six. I'm also here to answer the question about the new six. A new generation of young and insightful leaders with vast knowledge about sectors of the economy. In due time, their masks will come off one by one. The unveiling process of the series of the mask. So today, I like to say this is a pre-launch of the other mask that are yet to be unveiled.
A few moments later.
Of course, I won't be able to tell you all the positions, but I want you to know that this is where some great leaders are going to come from. We are talking about the governance of this country, the legal structure of this country, the financial sector of this country, and the industrial and humanitarian development of this country. And we're talking of advice. All of these people will be coming out. But since it's unveiling system, I would plead with all of you so we can enjoy that suspense of seeing who is coming next and who is coming after. But I just wanted everyone to understand that we have made sure that the 6 angles of governance, development, structures, financial, investors, and all of that is what we're putting together for this country. The Big Six is supposed to shape the development of this country, and therefore we are not going to depend on borrowing money from outside and bringing outsiders to invest in our country before we think that we're becoming successful. That's what they're shaped for, to be internally strong and build a strong governance that will shape this country's future for the rest of our lives and the ones who are coming.
There you have it, fully explained. Now, the twist here is he says he wants to be allowed to do his unveiling his own way, just as he did with his own unveiling. Obviously, first presenting to us the man behind the mask, and of course, now unveiling the mask. So he says, here, the video you just watched from the horse's own mouth, he's going to do the unveiling one by one. And this meeting or that conference was a pre-launch or a launch, you may say, of the new six. He also says that this new six, as we previously reported on our Twitter, kind can see my handle, Olele Salvador, and of course, sourced by the intelligence wing of our OSN News, DTS Intelligence. He also corroborated what we earlier reported by stating or by saying that these people are going to be representations of the specific or main pillars of governance and the economy. So he talked about structure, infrastructure, he talked about finance, he talked about investment, and so on and so forth. And he said the 6 people are not just going to be the only people to run things, but he just wants to run with the idea of the big 6 because these people are equally young, they are vibrant, they are sharp, they are smart, they are intelligent, and also they have made their personal what do you call it, or they've had personal achievements in these respective fields, and they'll be entrusted to come together to help him build his cabinet should he become, president. And he also said that that would include his vice, or basically his running mate. So as it stands now, or as it were, the news that suggested he was going to announce Samia Nkrumah as his running mate is untrue. And they're all wrong. They're all fallacies. They're incorrect. And of course, they hold no water. We tried to trace some of these stories that were previously reported about this particular situation. And guess what? As it were, they are all deleted, or they have all been deleted. Anyway, so this is all we have for you guys today. In today's edition of In Case You Missed It. This was a collaboration between In Case You Missed It and DTS Intelligence, because we've been working on the story since we got the intelligence, or we got a tip off, and we were looking forward to bring this to you. Like I also said, the third thing that he also touched on was the advocacy of extending the registration time for first-time voters with the EC. He says it's something that he's very passionate about, because he believes that the time given is definitely not enough to have new voters to exercise their franchise. But he is not going to be perturbed by the challenges and the frustrations that he has been faced with ever since he announced his desire to run for president. Thank you so much for watching me. And these days, I need to be careful if I making any excuse about coming back. But hey, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Like the video, hit the notification bell, so that when we upload content like this, you'll be the first to receive and the first to know. We'll try our best in a time where information has become the truth, or the clarity of information have become very difficult to come by. Here at OSN, we will always look forward to bring light to the situation, so that you are not misled. That you can count on us for. Okay. But thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again with another upload. And of course, don't forget to share this video if you enjoyed it, and if you liked it, let people know the great work we are doing here. I'll see you same time in the next upload. Bye-bye.